This video is going to be on a recurring theme in the Bible, which is that God frequently chooses who society or people would think of as the least likely candidate for his plans for them. And so, and I think the most relevant and the most important example of this, even though you see it with Gideon, him being the smallest in his tribe, you see it with Moses having a speech impediment, but still being expected to go and boldly proclaim to Pharaoh to let his people go. But Jesus purposely chose the apostles that he did because they were faithless, timid, but willing to follow him. They were willing to drop everything and prioritize Jesus and his plan for their lives as number one, the most important thing to them. They're like, you know what? These fish, that doesn't matter. What matters is this man. And Jesus purposely chose those apostles to show the world that he can take anyone. He can take anyone that is not naturally bold, anyone that is not naturally someone that is gifted with speech. And he can take that person and make them the most incredible preacher on the planet. And so I wanted to encourage people to find strength in their weaknesses through God in this video. That's something that Paul talks about. He says, "In my weakness, I am strong." And the reason that he says that is because the things that he's good at, he doesn't think about or seek God for help with because he's good at them. He can handle that on his own. Although the irony of that is that God can do exceedingly above and beyond what we're capable of doing on our own. And oftentimes our weaknesses are what allows God to step in and make that weakness and make that terrible situation a strength of ours. He's able to take the worst of circumstances and situations or weaknesses of ours or mistakes of ours and turn them into the absolute most amazing blessings, the most amazing turnaround, and it can shine brighter than the brightest rainbow on planet Earth. And I think that in allowing God to work in and through us in our weaknesses, that is how we can learn to thrive regardless of what our struggles are. Because when we give the problem to God, when we acknowledge God in our weaknesses, we give the glory to God. The reason that Jesus and the reason that God has chosen people that the world would look at and say, this guy, those guys, really? Is because he's able to glorify himself, and we are able to glorify him through the growth, through the change, through the exemplification in showing, yeah, this plan, this person that just is like laughably absurd for this end goal, without seeing the journey that's in between, mankind is going to look at that and say, really? But that's God's plan. Oftentimes that is God's plan for you. And it's, like I said, it's been shown in the Bible, story after story. If you read through the Bible with that in mind, you'll realize it's a recurring theme. It happens again and again, and it can happen with you.